Connect. EKEDC Power Connect. EKEDC Power Connect. Your reliable program to access all the information you need to know about a co-electricity distribution company. EKEDC. EKEDC Power Connect. Dear esteemed customer, EKO Electricity Distribution Company, EKODISCO, hereby advises you against careless attitudes in your daily usage of electricity to avoid electrocution. Electrocution is the passage of electrical current through a human body, resulting in death. EKEDC therefore advises you to be extremely careful when using electric gas cookers, microwave ovens, washing machines, irons, and so on when plugging in your TV, radio, DVD players, and stereo sets. Do not tamper with or attempt repairing your meter if it develops a fault. Invite a qualified electrical engineer. Also, this rainy season, to avoid electrocution or untimely death, be careful not to step on naked electricity wire or engage in any trading or business activity under high tension wire. For any electrical issues you have, call our customer care line on 0708 067 1170 and 0700 123 5666. EKEDC, empowering the quality of lives.
A beautiful evening to everyone out there, wherever you may be, in the office, on the road, maybe on the campus somewhere, or in your office or in the workshop, or perhaps in the comfort of your home, wherever you may be. This is the program you've been waiting for. This is EKEDC Power Connect, coming to you on the sponsorship of your darling electricity power utility service provider, EKO Electricity Distribution Company, wherever you may be, from the from the westernmost part of Lagos, Agbara, Badagry, to the easternmost part, to the island, Ijora, Apapa, wherever you may be. This is the program you've been waiting for. This is EKEDC Power Connect. My own name is Ademola Ben Cranston Adegoke, ABC Adegoke for short, and week after week on this station, these are on this station, Niger FM 102.7 FM, we will be connecting together here. But I won't be doing that alone. A bird, they say, does not fly on one wing. I have my second wing, with whom I will be navigating the space of this program, week after week. He's here with me, my co-anchor. Co-anchor.
Yes, thank you very much, ABC. We call it ABC right away from campus 30 years ago. It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Banji Busari. Yes, the program is hot, fresh, because it's the maiden edition. The Ogboge program just the land for Niger FM 102.7. And what's the program about? EKEDC Power Connect. We are not talking about economic power here. We're not talking about social power. We are talking about electric power coming from EKO Electricity Distribution Company. Are you the domestic user of electricity? Are you the commercial user? Are you also the industrial user? This program is for you. We are here to address your needs. What is EKEDC doing to actually address your peculiar needs as far as electricity is concerned? Week in, week out, just as Demola said, we'll be serving you hot, fresh, exciting program and news about EKEDC. Of course, it's all about you, so you can also call in. Let us know how you feel or how the service is in your area, talking about EKEDC. I can assure you that we're here to add value to the services coming from EKEDC, and it can only get better. And we always make sure that you get it better from EKEDC. It's my pleasure to be here. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Paji. I'm excited on this very maiden edition. But you know what? This program is not about blowing grammar alone. Because now we program.
Yes.
So not the only grammar we go to speak. Even though the people where we get for studio now grammar people, but you can always reach us in any language where you feel like. If you feel you speak pidgin, if you like speak Yoruba, say maybe if you speak Hausa, we go find the interpreter. So because the program now for you, the program now for everybody. This is EKEDC Power Connect.
So, Papa, Mama, sister, brother, yes, get ready. Join us on this program every Wednesday, 4:30. Like I said, the program will be campaign to address your needs.
And today, we are talking about a very, very important matter in the electricity industry. On the 9th of June this year, the President, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, signed into law what is now called the 2023 Electricity Act. What does this law mean for the industry? Well, there are experts. One is here with me in the studio, and I want to say that this is a very special edition, being the very first one, and that is why we're having not less than two CEOs of companies on this program today. One is here with me, is the CEO of Top Step Nigeria, an engineer, Top Step Nigeria Limited. Is here with me. He will be looking at the effect or the implication of the new Electricity Act in the in the Nigerian electricity supply industry. I also have someone who will be joining us, another CEO who will be joining us from Abuja. His name is he's a barrister, but also a player, a long-time player in the electricity industry. Barrister Uyebode Fadipe. He's also the CEO of Sage Communications and Consulting, Abuja. He will be joining us on phone. Mr. Olawiyi is the name. You are welcome.
I'm so excited to be here. So my name is Mr. Olawiyi. I'm an engineer, and like as Mr. Adegoke just introduced me, I am the CEO of Touchstone Nigeria Limited. We're so excited about this new law, and I'm very privileged to be able to sit here and digest it and talk about it together.
Yes, specifically now, still talking about the new act. Of course, before we had the act, the one that was passed in 2005. Now, let's look at this new act. In terms of, the one has told us that the new act would ensure generation, transmission, and distribution of the electricity power by a plethora of organizations, even states, individuals, organizations that have the capacity to generate the power will be licensed to go into this. Now, what would you say are the advantages, or in what way do we have? Do you see it as a kind of a revolutionary act? I mean, step over the previous ones. In what way is it going to add better value to Nigeria in terms of electricity power?
I'll probably say this is one of the single event that's taking place in the very short life of this administration. So the benefit of this, Nigerians should be really excited about this law. So about the ability to include and involve more players in this space. So one concept of this decentralizing power, so that you can have state actually play in their own markets. So you have state markets, you have national markets, you have players that can come from uh, within and outside the industry to come play and provide power that the Nigerians have been acting for. So we should be really excited about it. So the one big thing is demonopolization, which is extremely important. So instead of having very few players playing in this space, now the law will enable and allow a lot of players come in and provide the power that Nigerian people are clamoring for.
So, in what way would that actually translate into better access to electricity by Nigerians? This is the act was actually greeted with a lot of excitement. But beyond that, would it actually translate into greater access, greater affordability, and then in terms of other aspects of the electricity?
Yeah. So this is just a simple principle of economics. The more players you have in the industry, the more choices you have. The more choices you have, the more competition you have. The more competition you have, the more efficiency you get, and the likely you get a cost improvement. So if as things get better, as players come into space, you're likely to get an improvement in generation. You're likely to get a real improvement in responsiveness and also in competitiveness. And we should see in the maybe medium to long term a reduction in tariff as efficiency improves.
So the tariff will be a lot cheaper. What about accessibility in terms of would there be, as we speak today, some people enjoy life for only 8 hours, some enjoy for even less number of hours, while a few enjoy life for about 20 hours. Would light be so much available,
Yeah, I mean,
particularly for those who can afford it?
yeah, I understand you, and it's this is an extremely important question. So what we're interested in is the availability and the availability. So on the availability, as you have more players come in, then the consumer market has choices. So this is extremely important. So the more players, the more choices, the more choices, the more competition, and competition brings about improvement in efficiency and cost.
Yeah, Demola seems to.
Yes. From the angle of our sponsors, I think there is one issue that EKEDC has cried about so much in the past few years, and that it has complained as made it to lose so much money. It is vandalism of its materials. The repeat law did not address this issue, but the new law now criminalizes that act of vandalism. Well, what do you think this means for the industry, and how will this benefit investors in the industry?
So the disco in question has done a lot of work in trying to protect their assets. The assets deployed in the electricity space, as we know, are very, very expensive items, and they also are in public space. So it's not just a responsibility of the asset owner to protect this asset. So the responsibility also lies with the users of this asset. So the public, the general public, also have responsibility to protect the asset, report vandalism, report theft. I mean, it's not uncommon for someone to say that my neighbor is tampering with electricity, and it's going to affect me. It's going to affect me on the availability side, and it's going to affect me on the cost side. So let me report this to the discos or the asset owners. So the fact that there's a penalty clause attached to this law is extremely important. This would give investors confidence to play very heavily in this market, and as such meet the requirement of the electricity market.
Now, the new angle to this act is the renewable energy that's being added to. In what way would this bring better value to the consumers across board?
Oh, this is extremely important. So, very, very important because Nigeria, as with many other countries, should be looking at different energy mix. So, one of the things that's very important is we have a lot of renewable energy we haven't tapped into, and this law would give us the opportunity to be able to tap into that and collect that with the current fossil fuel generation capacity that we have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Olawi. I think we have to go for a break. So we'll be back. Don't change the dial. The station remains Nigeria FM 102.7, and the program is EKEDC Power Connect. We'll soon be back.
EKEDC Power Connect. EKEDC Power Connect.
After this break, we come back continue. We are monitoring. Which one are you speaking? This is our WhatsApp number. You can choose to watch for you.
About electricity distribution company, EKEDC Power Connect.
You are welcome back. The program once again is EKEDC Power Connect, and we are looking at the 2023 Electricity Act. Right in the studio with me is Mr. Olawi, the MD CEO of Top Step Nigeria Limited, and any moment from now we'll be joined live, or we'll be joined, via phone from Abuja by Barrister Oyebode Tunde Fadipe. We are expecting his call. But before Tunde joins us, the repeat law was accused of lacking in regulatory enforcement. You know, it's one thing to have a law, it's another thing for you to be able to enforce the law. What difference do you think this will make in enforcement of regulatory issues?
So, I mean, one of the considerations, and that's why this law is actually exciting for a lot of us in this space, is that the decentralization also gives the power to make laws that are relevant to local markets. So the state can decide how they want to formulate their laws to suit their own market and to protect investors and protect customers. So the specificity of what might come out of a law that is very relevant is extremely important. So again, I think this is one law that everyone should be excited about. Gives the power to the state. The state is closer to the people. They understand the security limitations and implications on assets, and they can develop laws to suit and protect investors that operate in their market. So it's very important.
Okay, thank you very much. One thing that I know and I believe you know too is the fact that Nigerians are never bereft of ideas when it comes to legislation, policies, and all of that. How would you assess the readiness of the players and the stakeholders in terms of viable and effective implementation of this new act?
This is one law that everybody's been clamoring for. I mean, this is not something that just came out of the book. So the government has spoken to players in this place to understand what the requirements are, what the incentives are in the law book that would push us into investing in this space. So, I mean, if there's money to be made, and there will be money to be made, if there's service to be delivered, and there will be service to be delivered, because this is a demand-led, market-driven market, then we'll be excited.
Okay.
I think we have okay. Okay. No, we need to go for
ẹ̀yin oníbàárà wa ọ̀wọ́n Èkó Electricity Distribution Company EKEDC ló ń gbà yín níyànjú láti yẹra fún àwọn ìwà ìbìkítà nípa bí ẹ ṣe ń lo iná lójoojúmọ́ kí ìjàmbá iná agbénipa má bàa ṣẹlẹ̀. Ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ iná agbénipa máa ń wáyé nígbà tí agbára iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná wá gba ara ènìyàn kọjá, ètò máa ń sábà já sí ikú tàbí nígbà mìíràn ìfarapa tí kò lè sùn láéláé. Torí náà EKEDC ń gbà yín níyànjú láti máa kíyèsára gidigidi tí ẹ bá lo gáàsì ìdáná, ẹ̀rọ ìfọṣọ, tí ìfọwọ́, tí ìlọṣọ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ ṣọ́ra pẹ̀lú wáyà tẹlifíṣàn, rédíò, DVD player tàbí sọ́kẹ̀tì iná tó wà lára òkè ilé. Bákan náà, ẹ má tọwọ́ bọ mítà tó bá bàjẹ́ o, torí pé iná agbénipa ẹ̀mí yóò sì ṣe iyebíye sí EKEDC. Ẹ pe akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná tàbí ẹ̀rọ oníbàárà wa 070-067-1170 àti 0700-123-5666. EKEDP, àwa là ń fi agbára fún ìgbé ayé ẹ̀dá tó yanrantí.
Now let's talk about pricing.
Okay.
Pricing is so key. It's one of the indices that Nigerians usually are interested about. What would it come down to in terms of naira and kobo? I spoke about affordability the other time. Do you think the new pricing policy would actually favor Nigerians? Because I'm sure the celebration about the new act was all about affordability and availability. But specifically, now, what would you talk about? What would you say about pricing?
So, I mean, you have a law that protects investors. You have a law that excites investors. If your asset is protected, if your business is protected, then this is a price risk that you don't carry. If you have a price risk, you have efficiency improvement, and efficiency improvement is transferred to the customer and is reflected in price. So this electricity market is actually it's for everyone. So you do your bit, protect the assets. The vandalism actually protects the investors. So if my asset is protected and I don't have to keep repairing and replacing assets, then the prices will have to be reflected in the tariff. I mean, it's as simple as that. Because there are a lot more players as well, there's that tendency, and you have to, for you to survive, to improve services. You have to do that. So again, if you're more efficient, the price would also go down in the medium to long term.
Okay, I think we have Barrister Fadipe with us already. Hello, Barrister Fadipe.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thanks for being with us. And I want to believe you've been keeping in touch with the conversation. We are looking at, actually extracting the 2023 Electricity Act.
Yes, I'm quite familiar with that. The latest piece of legislation that has harmonized every legal instrument in the power sector today. The last time we had this kind of situation was in 2005. And that's a pretty long time now.
Okay. Barrister Fadipe, I want to ask, one of the provisions of the new law is that within a year of its enactment, the Ministry of Power is supposed to come up with a national integrated electricity plan. That should come up within a year, and we know that it was signed into law in June, which means by the end of next year, we should have that plan in place. What will you want to see in that plan?
Well, I think one of the biggest problems we have in the power sector today is that the policies are disjointed. People are working in silos, and it has made it a little bit very, very difficult to have the kind of progress that we expect that the sector should have by now, almost 10 years after privatization. So one of the things I expect to see with that kind of legal provision is that there is harmonization of the entire power sector roadmap. So that we don't have situations where people are working in silos. As we speak today, there are quite a number of federal government agencies that are working in the power sector apart from the value chain itself. Now you have federal government power company of Nigeria. You have the Niger Delta Power Holding Company of Nigeria. You have the ECN, Energy Commission of Nigeria. Then you also have the value chain generation, transmission, and distribution, part of which has been privatized. And you have different federal government committees. You have Siemens projects. You have several projects here and there. So the place is a madhouse of horror as it were. So that provision is intended to bring about a unity in the sector so that we can have a holistic document as we have in the current 2023 Electricity Act, which has a bird's eye view of every market participant, stakeholders, and even the consumers themselves. Everybody has been provided for in the new law, and I think that is what that section of the law is intended to achieve. Harmonized operational concourse for everybody.
Okay, today. I also want you to look at this angle of the law. There is this provision. There is the new law now places so much. There is a greater emphasis on renewable energy source of generation, which the old law didn't actually look at. What do you think about this? What do you think this does, for the value chain and the entire electricity market?
Well, for me, there are two things that you can immediately discuss about that. One is that law attempts to now bring about a greater emphasis on renewable energy, which has not been the case before. I think with that law, we now have, rather than just rural electrification agents, we now have rural electrification and renewable energy agency in the country. So that what the rural electrification, has now taken up the responsibility of renewable energy. Now, what will that do? I mean, in the old NEPA, you had lines crisscrossing the country, running from one end from Sokoto to Kebbi, from Kebbi coming to the south, and then going to the east, and then you have a linkage at different points. Now, that's quite expensive because it means you have to run transmission lines even in areas where you don't need them, where nobody is staying. Or even if people are living there, the number of people who are living there are not enough to compensate for the investment in their locality. And in any case, we were drawing electricity on the basis of pride, not on the basis of economic factor. That okay, electricity has to get to my village. It doesn't matter what it costs the federal government. And at the time, federal government was running the show alone.
Okay, Barrister Fadipe. We wish that this conversation continues, but time is not on our side, and probably we may still have to ask you to please do an encore on this program. I believe that you will still oblige us if we ask you to do that. So we will want to have you next time. So please, we appreciate you so much. Before we call it a day on today's edition, because it's the maiden edition, and we want to hear a word or two from our audience, from our listeners. So we want to take your calls. So these are the numbers. If you want to reach us live in the studio here, we have 07001 1000 I take the number again. 07001 000102. You can also reach us.
Call us. Let's know what you think about this program. We said it earlier. The program is meant for you, designed for you, and of course, I know wherever you are.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My own name is Ashikene. I call from Muslim.
Thank you.
Yes, so what I want to say, if person go and show out, then they call something.
Okay.
Maybe say it's now short time you want to have been a long time. If say never people know they do like that, they will just keep estimated billing. That one are one.
Okay.
The second one are for service managers. Maybe say that they send marketers inside street to make their own cost life with their lines. Why? Because they're not friendly with people when they won't cost their life.
Okay. Because of time, your point is taken. Yes, you are talking about why are people being given estimated billing. Estimated billing, I know, is only given to those without meters. And as far as EKEDC is concerned, EKEDC too does not like to give anybody estimated billing, and that is why they are encouraging everybody to apply for meters. So please, if you do not have a meter, they are even doing several programs.
We really have to go. Demola really have to go. But before we do that, let's appreciate our guest. Mr. Ololawi. Thank you for your time. We sincerely appreciate your input, your knowledge, and the time you've sacrificed for this edition. Thank you. We would definitely have to bring you back on this program. We just treated this on the surface. But we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
That's our package for today. We wish
not without thanking Barrister Fadipe in Abuja.
Yes.
Not
Thank
without
you,
thanking
Barrister
him.
Tunde Fadipe, for your time too. Both of them need to come back on the program. And for the lady that called, we appreciate you. It's going to be next week again.
Against careless attitudes in your daily usage of electricity to avoid electrocution. Electrocution is the passage of electrical currents through a human body, resulting in death. EKEDC therefore advises you to be extremely careful when using electric gas cookers, microwave ovens, washing machines, irons, and so on when plugging in your TV, radio, DVD players, and stereo sets. Do not tamper with or attempt repairing your meter if it develops a fault. Invite a qualified electrical engineer. Also, this rainy season, to avoid electrocution or untimely death, be careful not to step on naked electricity wire or engage in any trading or business activity under high tension wire. For any electrical issues you have, call our customer care line on 0708 067 1170 and 0700 123 5666. EKEDC, empowering the quality of lives. This not Tieroba.
All right, man, for the loss, I don't say yes. So, now Tieroba now we just busted enter inside the